Best just say that I welcome this kind of determination because people have got to know.
Get a party around the world, and I believe that if we can get ambassadors who can speak the language, bring students in the future, a new generation of Americans. Strong defense, strong.
This episode is brought to you by Mountain Glass Arts. Mountain Glass now has their December sales running from now until the end of December 2015. You can now get borosilicate AccuGrind joints for 15% off by putting in code AccuGrind. That's ACCUGRIND at checkout. And they also have their soft glass COE 104 sale, jewelry making essentials for 25% off. Just put in the word jewelry at checkout. That's JEWELRY. And they also have a bunch of other stuff on sale. Handsmith torches, Nortel Red Max. They've got the new Philips goggles in, and also Golden Gate Glassworks tube. And they also have some new starter kits for clear for you guys to check out. Just go to mountainglass.com for more information. And this show is also brought to you by Green Flash Glass. And Green Flash Glass is now offering 10% off all sales from now through the end of December 2015. If you are a wholesaler, retail store, online store, get a hold of them through their website at greenflashglass.com. Give them a phone call and place your order. And if you'd just like to have some of their glass in your shop or in your house, just give your local retail store a call or stop by and tell them to go to greenflashglass.com. Check out their work and get it in their shop for you to bring home and for your friends as well. That is greenflashglass.com, and all sales are always free shipping that are $1,000 or more. And now on with the show. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wise Guy Radio Show, episode number 60. This is Jay Michael, your host. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm pumped up to be here after this long weekend of drinking and eating and having fun and hanging out and melting glass and family times and all that good shit. It's been an awesome weekend. Hope you guys had a good weekend as well and productive in all areas of life. Today we're going to be talking about 3 areas of promoting yourself during the holiday season, and being this is one of my first seasons in several years where I've actually gone through the process of creating items and marketing and selling them, and having somewhat of a good successful day today being Cyber Monday, and the show will be out tonight. I'll be editing it and getting it out. I kind of wanted to wait till the end of the day just to kind of figure some stuff out with this whole Cyber Monday thing before I put it out. So that being said, definitely want to go over some stuff that I've learned, some tips and tricks, and also some information and insights from other people out there in the world of business that I found online. We will have lots of links in this particular episode with some stuff that I will go through as I read this out to you guys and go through the process. But what we're going to be going over today is our top 3 things, or really just the 3 things in general. We're going to be going over is the first one is what the hell are we going to sell? And the second one is our outlets that we have to sell our work in. And then number 3 is going to be about pricing that work in particular. Especially when it comes to sales and how to not basically price yourself out of business in a sense, if that's makes sense. So, so again, welcome to the show. Just want to kind of clean some house here real quick with the old promos and what have you. And Mountain Glass's December sales will be coming out tonight, being Monday. They're all getting themselves back in, and I'll be getting my info, and I'm sure you guys will as well. Tomorrow for their sale. And then also don't forget that Green Flash Glass, our other amazing sponsor for the show, they are having their 10% off sale through the end of this year of 2015. So if you're listening to this in 2025, which would be fucking awesome, the sale will no longer be going on, but I'm sure they'll have some kind of sale going on. So there you guys go. So go check out mountainglass.com and also greenflashglass.com for all of our sponsors' information and content and products that they have for you guys to bring home to mama. So, yeah. Hope you guys had an awesome time. I'll tell you, man, lots of food this weekend. I really, for once, actually didn't gain any weight. Usually this time of year, I put at least 15 pounds on. And last year, actually, I had just gotten married and went on honeymoon and then came back, and then we were like right into the holidays, which was just crazy. And then my wife had a major surgery, and then we had the New Year's. I mean, it was just like a crazy end of the year last year. And it got to be where I'm running around 185, 190 is kind of my average weight. And by the end of last year, I was almost at 200 pounds. And I said, fuck it. I've never weighed 200 pounds before in my life. And so I ate like a fat pig and got myself to 200 pounds. And then within 3 weeks was able to start the process of dropping it all. And so far this year, I've down to actually 25 pounds, which is kind of crazy. I feel like I'm withering away to nothing. But this weekend kind of helped put a little bit more, substance in my belly, even though I didn't gain any weight per se. But yeah, so that being said, it was a good time, good way to spend with the family. Thanksgiving is one of those kind of days where it just makes you turn everything off and shut down and really have that time and experience. Unless you're working at Disney like I did 3 years ago. I had to work on Thanksgiving at Disney. It's kind of one of those places that is always open. So that was actually the first year in a long time where I actually had to work on that day. And I could have said no and, lost my job. But you know how that goes. So anyways, I guess it's time for us to get on with the show. I just want to, again, thank you guys so much for being here and tuning in. I'm very grateful for having the opportunity to be here to do the show. And I just love doing it. And it's a pleasure and an honor. What other word I can look up in my thesaurus to find how much I enjoy this, I will find and just tell you what it is. So, again, today we are going to be discussing 3 areas of selling our work when it comes to the Black Friday through Cyber Monday sales. Here we go. All right, so now we got our 3 ways to promote and sell during the holidays. And I was really kind of going through this process because this year, again, as I started earlier, this is the first year in several years where I've actually gone through the process of the holiday craziness with Black Friday, and then the weekend sales, and then going into Cyber Monday and actually having some kind of product line figured out and ideas, and then going forward with those ideas and getting everything photoshot. Some stuff was at the very last minute and morning of, I will admit. But still, I got shit done and posted, and it's been, for my first one and not having an Etsy page before, and this will be my first year having an Etsy shop, I'd say it was pretty successful. I didn't make $1 million, but it definitely made it worth my time of going through this process and creating the items that I've created. And, here it is only November 30th that this is being recorded and actually going out tonight. So we still got, 24-ish days left of the holiday season for people to buy. So as this holiday season goes through, I will continue to do some shows that are going to be on how we can continue to promote ourselves. But today is all about how can we take full advantage of all these sales, especially as we know with Amazon and the Walmarts and the Targets and all the bigger major brands out there that do take full advantage of even being open on Thanksgiving, which is complete horseshit. But they still do it, and they're still very successful because of the hoopla and madness that goes on in the stores, which you will never see me at. I will always be in bed, generally hungover, and still full from the night before. So I thought it would be fun to share with you guys what I've done and some of the ideas and some kind of content here to give you guys some tips and tricks for next year, but then also how you can still look at it as now and make things now and promote things today as well. So the first thing we're going to get into is what the hell are we going to sell? And this year I decided to start something new, which I've been doing actually for my family for the past 16 years. This will be... this is year 16 of ending here. So I start year 17 next year. So this would be the 16th ornament that they're getting, I guess. Yeah, Jesus. And so I thought it'd be, looking back at history of other companies and businesses out there in terms of ornaments and ornament additions. Everybody has, not everybody, but, a lot of companies out there do have ornaments. Whether they're a glass company or not, they could be a major brand of some sort, and they're going to have an ornament out there that's some special limited edition ornament that people collect, and people collect them every freaking year. And they may actually collect ornaments in general, or maybe just that brand ornaments. So it got me thinking about starting to do this process myself of creating an annual limited edition ornament, trying to figure out how many I would make, how would I promote it, how would I price it, how would I sell it, the whole 9 yards. And so what I'm doing this year is kind of recreating what I made for my family last year, which was when I really started the Wise Guy brand, and I made everybody a little owl ornament. And it's a really simple, just a hollow-shaped, bell-shaped body. I'll put a picture in the show notes for you guys to see. And then I just, my wife took a ribbon and ran it through the middle of it because the bottom is open like a bell and there's a hole in the top as well. And she just ran a ribbon through it, was able to tie a little small bell on there and a little knot at the top so it would stay inside the bell. And then it had a little tassel on top that you could hang on a tree or on a hook, decorative-wise. And they came out super cute. And so I decided this year would be the first year that I would actually offer these to you guys, the public, whether you're artists or listening to the show or whatever. And the response has been pretty cool on it, and it's been something that I'm going to continue to do annually. So for you guys, think of an ornament that you can make. And if you're new into the industry, and as you guys can hear, my dogs in the background are barking. They're driving me fucking crazy. They bark at everything. So so back to the ornament. So think of something you could make that you're excited about, or just a fun shape or a twist or a color combination or just a pattern that you can do, whether it's like a filigree cane or a latticino cane or some dichroic glass. It doesn't have to be hollow. And ornaments, look at icicles. There's all kind of solid ornaments that have been being made for years. So just something to think about, that's something simple that you can produce, that you can do consistently, even if you offer it in several colors. Think about maybe selling them as a pair or in a set of 3 or a set of 5 or even just individually. Make sure if you want to do limited editions where you're going to number them, date them, sign them, the whole 9 yards. Just a kind of an idea, something simple that you can start off with is just a basic ornament. But then you got to think about how you're going to sell the ornament, how you're going to price it, how you're going to put it out there, and what have you. And so I was thinking, something that you could price anywhere from like $20 to $50. I've seen some really nice kind of fancy ornaments out there for up to $150, $200, like some really nice glass that made in Germany, made by a well-known artist, whatever. They're out there. It's kind of interesting seeing it, like the mercury glass that's out there. My wife's a big fan of that stuff. So Christmas is like her holiday, so she's pretty much has the house already all decorated, which is very nice. But so think about pricing. So anywhere from $20 to $50. I would say start off small if you're new into this and you're still figuring out your glass. Make something that you can sell for $20. My whole thought and philosophy is that everybody generally has $20 in their pocket, even if you're doing a show somewhere or on the internet. So price them around $20, $25, more if you'd like, and then go through the process of seeing how you would then break down the cost of it, how long it takes you to make them, etc., to really make sure that when you price them during the sale time that you can sell them for a reasonable sale. Myself personally this year, the ones I'm selling right now would normally I would sell for $25. And for my sale for today, for Cyber Monday, they're priced at $15. And again, with Etsy, which I'm going to go over here in a little bit, you can set up a coupon code on there, which I set for 35% off your entire order for the Black Friday weekend. And therefore, not only do you get the price at $10 less today on Cyber Monday, but you also get the 35% on top of that. Just kind of an idea I had for really way to launch these little ornaments off. And I made 50 of them. I did 10 colors, or not 10 colors, excuse me. I did 5 colors, and I did 10 of each color. And they all look very similar. There's differences in them, but I don't feel the need to necessarily put an image of each one up. Just what I do is take a basic generic shot of one of them and then just offer the variations in colors and then let the person be surprised when they get them in. But towards the Christmas, as Christmas actually gets here, is when I will actually put a group shot of the 5 different color versions up on the Etsy as one last little kind of push to get these things all hopefully sold out in the end, which would be freaking awesome. So just kind of some ideas. In episode 58, we talked about the outside the box stuff. Icicles are one of those staples that have been being made and they're still made by hundreds, if not thousands, of glass artists out there. Icicles are awesome. Make them if you can. They're, even if you made 20 of them, you can sell pairs for $10. You can sell pairs for $20. I'm not really sure what they price for. I haven't actually really ever sold any except for when I worked at shows for my other guy. But still, icicles are a good staple, and they're also a good technique to learn on top of it. But think about things other than icicles, or other than just their typical candy canes and snowman hats and snowmen. Think of something very creative that you can make that could be potentially festive. That's just like a once a year, just comes out for the special time of year. But then you can also think of things you can make that could be hung up year round: window catchers, fan poles, cabinet knobs for people's kitchens. That's more custom, but that's the idea. Is there's these things you can do with that you can create. Fan poles are awesome. It's like a nice pendant, but you can use it on a fan. Think about that kind of stuff. So, so there you guys go on that. So just kind of some things when I was trying to figure out what the hell to sell and kind of talk about that with you guys. Again, it's a good time of the year to experiment, figure some things out, see what you can sell them for, how many you can sell, what kind of materials you would use in them, and then just play the market this time of year because people are wanting to buy whatever the hell you make. You just got to find them, and they're out there. So on to the next number 2 is our outlets. And outlets are something new for myself as well. Now that social media is long and strong and been around for about 10 years now with Facebook and what have you, I've really gotten more into using social media, especially my Twitter feed and my Etsy stuff over the past year and a half. And especially the Instagram thing, which is awesome because of the community we have on there for glass artists and also the following of just people in general that you can get on Instagram is awesome. It's also a good way to promote other areas that you're selling your work in or sales you may be having on your Instagram page. Like today on my Instagram page, I did a Cyber Monday exclusive Instagram sale with this little small carb cap hollow owl head. And I just did a quick little thing, $20 exclusive just for today on Instagram. And then I'll put them up on my Etsy page and they're going to be doubled in price. Just one thing you can do for Instagram, just as like a Cyber Monday sale. Really exclusive, quick, something you could bang a shitload of them out. You could sell it for half the price, probably wholesale, I guess, in a sense. And then see how they do. See what kind of feed you get. You don't have any way of doing a checkout or a cart on Instagram, but you can just tell them, say, hey, send me a DM with your email address. I'll send you a invoice from PayPal if you use PayPal. I use it myself. Don't put anything there except for Instagram sale. Whatever your price is, make sure you're charging for shipping as well. And then bam, process that shit. Bang out as many as you can. Makes for a great Cyber Monday sale. It makes you kind of stay off your torch or unfocused from other things, and really you got to focus on your computer and your phone. But on a Monday, it's worth it, especially a Monday after a long ass weekend like we had with Thanksgiving. So Instagram is one of them. A lot of you out there know how to use Instagram, but I also like to talk about it too. If you have an Etsy page, for instance, which is the next area I'm getting into, Etsy's brand new for myself. I've used it before in the past and didn't have any success for it because I didn't really give a shit about it because I had a website at the time, and I still do have a website, but I don't use it for selling anymore. So I use my Etsy now, and I'm using the Etsy for the podcast to help raise funds, honestly, for the podcast to help offset my time that I'm doing this. So I've been really getting into it more and doing research and really taking advantage, and it's been up for, I think, 5 months now, and I've had the most traffic within the past month and a half because I've been on there more and I've been more active on there and posting stuff. And I've also been using Facebook ads too, which I'll get into in a second. But again, Etsy is not very easy at first. It takes a lot of time to go through everything that they offer you because it is such a huge offering from them to figure out how to put your stuff in categories and how to photograph it properly. Because again, Etsy, with the most important thing on Etsy is your photography. My photography right now is not the best because the ones on there right now was a lot of last minute stuff. But I am going to buy a little photo booth for myself and get everything done professional looking, which will make a huge difference. And that goes across any platform really when you're selling your work. Photos are important. But there is a website that I'm going to put onto the show notes that's got a great blog right up on there on the best ways that they recommend you going about using Etsy. And it's actually like a guidebook to Etsy. It's awesome. Really, really awesome stuff. So look for that in the show notes as well. eBay is another one outlet. eBay I don't really use anymore. I've used eBay for selling used stuff, but I've never used it for selling brand new stuff. Some of you out there probably still do and may do or may be curious about it. I'm not too familiar with eBay, so I'm not going to want to talk about it too much. Amazon also now allows you to open a storefront and sell your stuff on Amazon. I have not actually looked into it because this is a brand new thing that I heard about and haven't seen it yet. I'm actually going to be looking into it even more so now, especially with the show. We now have an Amazon affiliate link that will be on all of our newsletters and also website. So if you guys ever want to buy anything from Amazon, you can actually come to the site, just use our link. It doesn't cost you any more money. And for every purchase you make, a little bit of that money will go to the podcast to help pay and help support the show. But again, you guys can open up your own Amazon store. Pretty freaking awesome. It's something to think about there. Big Cartel is another one. I don't use Big Cartel. Big Cartel is very similar to Etsy, but it works a little differently from what I understand as well, and is also limited in some areas compared to how Etsy is. Both Etsy and Big Cartel, from what I understand, are more or less tobacco industry free stuff. I'd heard that people do sell pipes and different paraphernalia things on there, but myself personally, I'm not going to, but I also hear that people do. So I guess it's kind of a risk you got to take, whether or not they'll close your account or just take the post down. I'm not really sure what has happened to people that have sold pipes on there, but I do see people selling pipes, so something you can think about. But really, my Etsy is for things other than my functional work when it comes down to it. And also the most important part of all this, besides the everything being set up for Cyber Monday and the online sales, is really getting yourself out there in the public. Every little town, more or less, has their own arts and crafts Christmas festival holiday show. Whether it's the local church, the municipalities have their community centers, they do them. Where I live here in Dunedin, Florida, we have an amazing art community here. It's kind of the whole town, just an artsy-fartsy, very open They call it Fun Eden. If you guys go on YouTube, you can actually look up Fun Eden. They did this crazy-ass video with it. But we have a great, great supporting art community, and we have every Saturday and Friday, we have markets and art shows, and especially during the holidays. But that being said, if you guys are interested in doing any kind of local craft or art shows where you're at, make sure you go online several months in advance and sign up and keep an eye out for newsletters that I may offer to give you heads up when they are going to be having openings for the craft and art shows. The most important thing you can do is get out there and get in front of people, show them your work. Have promotional material, whether it's business cards or flyers, little papers that have your emails and addresses and shops and Instagrams and all your social feeds, like all that shit, have it out in front of people. A lot of those shows then generally will cost anywhere from $75 to $250 depending on the show. Some are even more. One of ours locally here that we're having is around $100. And a lot of them also you got to think of will require photos of your booth, entire booth setup, what it looks like when you're actually on display selling your work, and also photos of your work. And again, going with the photos are very important. One of the fun things, though, that is kind of beneficial for doing this is if you're lucky and fortunate, they will pull a picture from that you sent them to use for their promotional material. And if you can have your glass or your work or your booth set up or your name even anywhere on anything promotional that they are putting out, that's just free advertisement for you. That $100 that you spend for your application to get into the show is worth that exposure. Now, that's a very rare thing that happens, but still the idea is that it does. Just something to think about. But again, doing the arts and craft shows is huge. It gets you out there in public, get your face out there, get your name out there. The whole shaking hands and kissing babies things is you got to do it as an artist if you want to be exposed. You'd be amazed by the amount of people that walk by your booth that may not even look at your booth, but will grab a business card, or something quick. Or they'll see like a glimmer in the glass and it catches their eye. A lot of places, too, may let you set up and blow glass. I know a lot of times there's shows that we do exclusively that because they allow me to work there and blow glass. It's the whole moth to a flame idea, and it's amazing how many people will come across the whole park to come to see what we're doing and then buy glass. It's huge. So just kind of some things to think about outlets-wise. You have all your online stuff, your Etsy's, Instagram, social media feeds, Twitters, the whole nine yards. All the social feeds, if you are promoting yourself and selling on anything out there like an Etsy or a big cartel, you have got to use your Facebooks, your Instagrams, and your Twitters to promote those things. Facebook ads now, you can get Facebook ads for $5 as a trial. I'm doing one right now that's running for $10 for just today. I started this morning, and it says the potential is to reach up to 4,000 people based on the words that I use for search, type stuff. It'll hit those people that have interest based on their interest that they've put in their interest in their bio. For redundancy there. So think about that. Really just if you don't use your social feeds that much, this time of the year is when you really want to really use them. There's a couple different companies out there that can help you actually pre-queue up posts for all your social feeds, whether they're photos, ads you want to have, all that good stuff. It's I'm having a brain fart on what the company. Oh, Hootsuite. Sorry, I can't even find it on my notes here. But yeah, Hootsuite is a company that will let you pre-queue up a lot of stuff for all your social media feeds, and I'll have their link in the bio in the show notes as well. So those are kind of some ideas. So just think internet, cyberspace, social media, and then get your ass out in public. It's the most important one. Is be in front of your audience. It's huge. So now we have our third and final part of this episode, which is our pricing. And the pricing is, again, it's not. I'm not going to say it's the most important part because the promotional part of it is the most important. Pricing comes second to it because the pricing will then now be your more or less your hook, line, and sinker whole concept. The promotional is kind of the bait, and then you wiggle your worm around a little bit, and all of a sudden you got a good price, and people will jump on a sale. Now, with Cyber Monday, again, like I was saying before, I was offering some pretty deep discounted pricing on my work, which is something I don't normally do. But it's important this time of year because now that I've got these customers, they're now potential customers for life, which is awesome. This is where you really get an opportunity to make a big impression on people, even if it's just through your quality of product and your customer service. This is where it's nice if you make a little holiday card or make a sticker of some sort or a business card that's exclusively for this time of year that you can put in your boxes. If you have a fun little sticker or a stamp or want to wrap it like your packages, like they're frickin' packages with ribbon, there's a lot of ways you can go about it to really make it a special moment for your customer when they get their package in the mail. Because it's the holidays, and they're going to probably rewrap it for somebody else. That's also the other idea, is that you can actually wrap it in as a gift if they ask for that, or you can request it, or can't think of the word. You can suggest it if they want to do it, and then maybe charge a little bit extra, like maybe $1 or something. I don't really know. I suck at wrapping presents, so I probably won't do that for anybody. But again, it's like Christmas when you get the stuff in the mail. I even know myself when I get my materials in the mail, it's like fucking Christmas. I love it. So, yeah. So now back to pricing. So generally with today, I cut most of the stuff that I would sell on a normal basis in half, more or less. So again, like I was saying earlier, my carb caps that I'm selling for my Instagram Cyber Monday exclusive sale are $20 today only. Normally they'd be $40 would be my retail on them. Now, the other ones that I'm doing, which is my ornaments, they're not that much off. I would probably retail those for $50, the max on those probably. But I have them at $15 right now. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want people to get the attention to understand that I'm now doing a annual Christmas ornament sale. And if it's something that I can continue to do, that I can even still price at, say, $20 on a regular basis, or $25 even at $10 more, which is what's going to end up happening with them, which is what I've been promoting. If someone buys 5 of them, they're going to save $50. You can even ask and offer that sale if you want to. There's ways with the Etsy's and the big cartels of promoting yourself that way. So, but really what you got to do is think of the majority of the items that you could potentially sell as stocking stuffers. I do recommend, however, that you also have several items at a higher price point that are $50 and up, as this will not only make your pages attractive, but will also show you have variation in your work. Try holding one-day sales where an item or all items are a certain percentage off. Typically anywhere from 15 to 40% off is a great deal. Just don't give your work away, but make the enticement enough to where customers are more apt to purchase the day of the sale and also more likely to purchase more items. Try running a Black Friday sale on customers' entire purchase and then run the sale till like Sunday, like I did with mine. And then on Cyber Monday, run a sale exclusive to that day and offer 1 or 2 items only at a bigger discount to move the volume. Sites like Etsy allow for coupon codes and discounts added to purchases that can be set to expire on a specific day, which is an area that I'm still learning about. So I've been running sales and they've expired the day before because I didn't understand what they meant by the day that you choose. It's actually the day that day starts is when your thing expires. So if you want to have an ad run through Monday, you need to have it expire on Tuesday, because it's Tuesday at midnight Pacific time or whatever it is, it cuts it off. So just something to think about. So here's an example too of what I wrote down here. So you offer an ornament Cyber Monday sale for $15 in the post. Make sure to include that the following day it will go up to $25, and maybe even throw in free shipping for them. So you're going to give them $10 off the normal price of an ornament, and then give them free shipping. And then you do the math. Try to make an item that you can produce 3 to 4 of those an hour. If an ornament costs $3 to make, and that's including the material and time, and the way I take my estimates on my material and time is I estimate what it costs an average day of, which is basically, I figure out that it costs me $10 an hour to work. It's kind of what the numbers I've figured out. Over the years of doing this, no matter what I'm making, it's roughly around $10 an hour it costs me out of my pocket to make whatever I'm making. So if something breaks in a 5-hour process, that's $50 I just wasted, probably more because of but anyways, I'm getting sidetracked here. So when I figure out what it costs, the cost is everything. Think about what it costs to ship the glass to you, your time, your electricity, your gas, everything. I just put a number out there at $10 an hour is what it costs for all that shit included. Makes it really simple. Across the board, estimated, that's about what it is. It may be a little bit more, plus or minus, whatever. So therefore, they need to figure out my shipping. Shipping's roughly around $4 for small packages through the post office or through UPS. And then you got to figure out the time that it takes to take the pictures and also the small fee that the company, Etsy, or whoever is going to charge you. If you're posting one item only, you can also offer up to 10 variations and make it cheaper to post. You'll be charged for every time you post something new. You can put variations though, so if you make said specific item like my owls for making my ornaments, they come in 5 colors. So you can choose the variation that you want in the color that I chose. And on my social media feeds, I was actually able to go in there and actually say, okay, instead of it being purple generic on Etsy, it's actually wisteria you're getting. So you can really cross-promote through your social feeds with specifics on what the colors are. So again, ornament costs is about $3 to make one. I figured it's about $4 to ship, which therefore is about $7. Well, it is $7. And then you figure what it costs you with the fee it costs, and then your time to not only take the pictures, but to then post the picture. A brand new post can take anywhere from 15 minutes to half an hour, depending on how extensive it is that you're writing out there. So the total estimated cost for this particular ornament that I'm making is around $9. If you can make 3 to 4 of those an hour, and you sell them at 20, if you sell 20 of them, so if you can make 3 to 4 an hour and sell 20 of them at $20, it is still a decent profit for a little bit of work. If you take the 20 that you made at $9 each of what it costs to make them, that's $180 from the moment you turn your torch on to the moment you ship to the last one. It costs you $180 across the board, everything included, to produce and ship 20 ornaments. Okay? Wasn't sure to stop. If you retailed those for $20, that means it would be $400 in sales if you sold all 20 of them at $20. So you take your $400 in the retail sales, you take the $180 that it costs you to manufacture and then ship all 20 items, you profit $220. Now, if you figure we're saying you're making 3 to 4 of these an hour, and you take a little bit more time, so I'm going to say 3 an hour, it's about 6 to 8 hours of work, and that's around $30 an hour before you pay taxes. Still not a bad deal for a little simple sale and a small item you're going to be producing. Now, again, you can figure out your costs, cutting back on certain things. You can increase your price. This is how you do the math to then you can go backwards and figure out where you need to make your adjustments to make sure that your profit is more. If you want to make around $50 an hour, then you need to increase your profits. You need to increase how much you're selling it for in the long run. The basic math, though, is that at 20 of these items, it's going to cost $180 to produce 20 if I'm going to make them and then have them all sold and shipped. Basic math. And I'm producing and making $400 in sales, $220 extra profit, not a big deal. This also allows you to recoup some material and then take that material and make more shit, to keep that ball rolling. These little sales are awesome for this time of year. So, hope this makes sense. I kind of went sidetracked and rambled on in some rants here and there, but I know that all these informations and show notes that I just read to you guys or reviewed will be in the newsletter and also on the show notes. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at info@wiseguyradio.com. That's info@wyzguiradio.com. We'll have a PDF download in this week's newsletter as well, with this little booklet here on just the whole ideas, the 3 things to promote and sell during the holidays. And then again, throughout the season, I will be doing shows about sales, items you can make, all kind of fun stuff. Because also this is the time for you guys to keep an eye out for the sales going on from those that manufacture this material and also from the distributors that distribute the work and the materials and raw products as well. So thank you guys so much for coming on board today. I love you all so much. Happy Cyber Monday. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. And on the next episode, on Wednesday, I will be doing our part 2 of the Tim Ferriss's book, The 4-Hour Workweek, where we will be getting into talking about getting out of our comfort zone and also what it is now to begin the process of actually designing our life that we want to live. Hope you guys enjoy. Love you guys. Take care. Peace. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Wise Guy Radio Show. If you have any questions, comments, or remarks, please leave them in the show notes page area where it says comments. We'll see you soon. Have a wise night.